We're going to work on making our left hand fingers 1 and 5 doing octaves for bass notes. It's a little more challenging than one finger, but it'll give you a really good practice of doing the skips. We're doing D, C, G, and D. So you can play Sweet Child of Mine with this chord progression for the most part. Can't You See is my favorite one to practice with because it does not have any other chord changes. It's the only progression it has. So for the right hand, we're going to have your finger 1 on D, and it's going to be the D right next to middle C. You're going to play D, F sharp, A. And in your left hand, D octaves. And remember your posture. So you want your wrist to be nice and relaxed. You don't want it down like this. Nice and relaxed. And as you are touching the keys, you're going to almost make a scratching motion or something of the sort, because we don't want to be like playing like this, like our hand is a hammer. So we're not necessarily going to do this, but that's more of the motion that you should be getting, making sure you're moving your fingers and not just your hand up and down to strike the keys. So we're going to move to C. On your right hand, you're going to be switching to C, E, and G instead of D, F sharp, A. C, E, G. So we're going to go back and forth. So play this with me. D first. C. D. C. D. C. If you need to slow it down, that's fine. Just keep slowing it down until you can comfortably do it. Now we're going to skip down to G. So G octaves underneath that C. And now that you were playing before, and we're going to shift our finger 1 on our right hand to the G underneath middle C. Finger 3 on B, finger 5 on D. And we're going to practice the transition from C down to G. Together, D, D, F sharp, A, C, E, G, G, B, D, switch it up a little bit, do a little bit different of a rhythm. So now we are going to do a little bit of improv training. So You're going to get your fingers used to playing some different things. I'm just going to be making up using these chord progressions so that it will give you the skills and the ideas, to make your own improvisations as you start to get more comfortable doing these chord progressions and then doing different things on the fly. So we'll do the first one. I am playing F sharp and A. F sharp, A, F sharp, A, F sharp. You're going to actually start moving your left hand down, doing the same thing we were just doing. And we're going to play this same thing that I just showed you with your right hand. So it doesn't sound perfect, doesn't sound really that great, but you're just getting used to doing different stuff. So let's do another one. So that one is A, F sharp, E, F sharp, D. And again, A, F sharp, E, F sharp, D. A, F sharp, E, F sharp, D, E, D on the third one, okay? So A, F sharp, D, A, F sharp, E, F sharp, D. The D scale for your improvisations. So the D scale goes D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So it has two sharps. It has an F sharp and a C sharp. And it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Just like your C scale and your G scale. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. So those are the notes that I'm using when I'm creating things. So if I was just going to make stuff up, like this is an example of some things that I think of when I'm doing this. Notice that when I am striking the left hand notes, I'm often playing with my right hand D, F sharp, A, like one of those keys, one of the main notes of the triad of the chord. And the movement on those other off notes typically happens in between, not on that chord, like on the beat. So you are on your way to improvising if you just mimic other melodies and get your hand used to just playing different melodies and get your fingers trained and the muscles exercising. So again, the one that we just did earlier. So you can do all kinds of different stuff like So just keep messing around with it and see what comes out. It doesn't matter if you're playing one note or 5 notes. So you can even just go. Because one note can sound cool. It's how many times are you playing it and what is the rhythm of it? Just throw in different things. So get your mind opened a little bit. Listen to some different versions of Can't You See, and listen to Sweet Child of Mine, and listen to kind of the different melodies that happen, and let that inspire you as you explore this D, C, G, and back to D chord progression, which is a great one.